guys, welcome back to my channel. Those who are new here, my name is Khanz, and if you're new to this channel, I do mostly makeup and perfume related videos. So if you're interested in any of those, please stay and subscribe if you haven't already. And today I'm going to do a beginner friendly makeup tutorial. Well, I mostly concentrate on doing the eye makeup, even though I did tell you a little bit about the face. But let me know if you want a detailed face makeup, face contour, highlight, all of that down below. But I'm mostly focused on the eyes, so it's really easy. It's simple steps. There are steps that you can take out if you don't want to do, or steps that you can do the same thing I do, but I tried to explain as best as I could. I tried to really take my time and show you what I did. So let me know your thoughts after you've watched this video. Let me know if it helped in any way. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do an easy beginner friendly makeup tutorial. So yeah, let's get started. And I know that my eyelashes look crazy. That's because they need to be redone. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to prime my eyelids with concealer, and you also can prime your eyelids using like an eye base. I like the P. Louise one, but I'm not going to use this because they do the same thing basically. This is more thicker than the concealer, so I think this works better when you want to use more colorful shadows, so it sticks better to like an eye base. But concealer works pretty fine too. I'm going to use the Juvia's Place concealer. This is in the shade 15. Anyone works better, but I think lighter concealers or lighter bases makes your eyeshadow pop more. Even though I'm not going to do anything too colorful today, I still want my shadows to pop. So that's, I can use something like 2 shades above your natural skin tone to use for highlight, and on your eyelid for base. Just to apply a little bit, because I'm not gonna do a very colorful eye makeup. A dense buffer brush. I think it's called like a buffer brush, small buffer brush. So that's what I'm using, and I'm taking my time blending out the concealer. So you don't want to start rubbing your eyelid. First of all, that can make it crease, and secondly, the concealer is not going to be blended correctly. Now you don't want to have any skipping, so you can either like pat, never like rub like you blend the eyeshadow, like pat it in on your eyelids. Basing your eyelids before you applying eyeshadows really helps with oily eyelids. And also, if you have oily eyelids, I suggest you to set it, because you don't want the concealer to move. So if the concealer moves, the eyeshadows move. To like blend out all the creases, make sure there's no creases, because you don't want to set crease. So if you set the crease, you're going to there's no way you can blend out the crease after it's set. Okay, so there's no creasing. It's going to lightly set it. You don't want it to look like cakey or anything. Just lightly set it. So I'm going to go to the old ways that I normally do my eyeshadows. So I'm going to take it like the easier way. Yeah, like the easier way. So now I'm going to take this big fluffy elf brush, and this is in the shade. This is the fluffy eye blending brush, and I love these brushes. I think I paid $2 or either $4, but it's a real big fluffy brush. This is the biggest brush I have, fluffy eye brush I have. I'm going to start with, I'm going to go in the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette and take Burkina. I'm going to take Burkina, yes, this right here, this brown shade, and pack my brush into Burkina. And you also want to make sure you tap away the excess. I'm going to use this fluffy brush. Let me a little closer. I'm going to use this fluffy brush and blend that in my crease. If you don't know where your crease is, it's after you open your eyes. After you open your eyes and that line that's right there, they open the eye and the line that you have, that's where your crease is. So I'm going to, me personally, like when my shadows are above my crease because my eyes are huge, bro. So I like when my eye makeup shows when I open my eyes. And I didn't really always do this. I never really use up all my eyelid space, but I didn't always use up my eyelid space. But the more I get into makeup, the more I done it, the more I did it, the more I see what I like and what looks good. And I'm blending it above. So remember, opening your eyes, this is where my crease is. I'm going to go above my crease. Okay, so normally, I don't know if I like the shade, but normally I start in the center and then I build my way in and then out. So that's what I do. So I start my way right here and then I blend in. So I'm going to take this brush, even though it's a very, very large brush, I'm going to take it, blend inwards. So I'm going to take little circle motions and blend inwards. So I go clockwise and counterclockwise. I do both way. So I go in, then I go out. Yeah, that's how I do. That's how I blend my eyeshadows. So I go in, and then I go out. In, out. In, out. Clockwise, counterclockwise. I think that's correct. Anyways, yes, I'm gonna do that until I get to the desired color and pigment that I want. I'm going in. When the shadows, you know, really there, you can also do this swiping motion. So you can also go back, forth. But until then, I just do circular motions. Now I apply shadows all the way in, and I'm going to work on the outer part. So then I go like this, do the same thing, clockwise, counterclockwise. So I go in, and I go out. In, out. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So I go in, then I go out. Go in, then I go out. So small circular motion. Look while you blend the eyeshadow and also dress back to see if it's too much, you know, like also look from a distance. Yeah, look from a distance, you know, do this, the side to sides. But while doing the side to side, I still do circular motion. So I do side to side, then I still do circular motion. So it's all about preference. Whatever works for you, whatever you think is easier. So yeah, I think I like how it looks now. I think I like how it looks now. And again, this is the first shade and this is how it looks. I think I'm going to go into Zulu next. This one right here. I'm going to take Zulu on this brush. This is the MAC 217. It's just like a flat but fluffy brush. It's kind of flat, but it's still fluffy, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that shade, and remember guys, always top off your excess. I'm gonna take that shade and load that on the brush. This is how it looks. Also top off the excess. Okay, so I'm going to take this shadow directly in my crease. And remember that I told you that a crease is when you open your eyes and that line, the line that forms, that's where your crease is. That's where your crease is. Yeah, that's where your crease is. I'm going to take that directly in my crease, so lower than where I applied the first shade. Remember that the first shade we applied it above the crease. I'm going directly in the crease. So now I'm doing side. I still do both So it kind of just depends on what you like, but I recommend you to do circular motions. It makes blending easier. When you do sides, sometimes you do get the line, so you have to really go in and blend that more. Really go in and blend that more. So yeah, well, I do both. Again, I always start at the center of my eyes and then I go in or I go out. Go back with that first brush and like blend the two together. So just like go over everything, the first brush that we use, blend out any lines, any harshness, just so everything can look seamless. I don't want to leave it like this, so I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush, and this one is also from e.l.f. and this is called e.l.f. Crease brush. Same place where I applied the second shade. Again, remember to always tap off the excess, especially when you're working with a darker shade. It's harder to take away than to add, so just remember always tap off the excess. But you know, I know how to blend it, so this is just, yeah. I'm going to start at the edge and make my way in to the Nubian 2 palette. It's very messy, but I'm going to take this shade right here, and this is called Kenya. So it's a dark, deep dark brown. I'm going to pat it in. Take my time to pat it in to the edge of my eyes, so a little bit on my eyelid and in my crease. Then I'm going to blend it inwards. So remember, I still, even though I'm at the edge of my eyes, I still go in, then out. So like in, out. So that's how you can say. You can say 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Here. Okay, when I feel like my shadow is being too dark, I take one of the brush that I use. This is the second shade brush, and I blend up the edges of that dark shade. You don't want to keep adding and adding and not blending, and then when you have everything, it's going to be harder to actually blend it out. So yeah, I was going back with the other brush that I use to blend in between. You can stop here. You can stop here, but I want the last shade to be a little bit deeper. I'm just going to add more to my liking. Go to my lid shade, and a tip for your eyelid, you can apply like concealer on top to make the shadow that you're going to apply or shade that you're going to apply pop more, but that's not something I do because whatever. But I do it when I do makeup for my clients. But tonight I'm not going to. I'm just going to apply the shade on my skin. Yeah. So I'm going to take this shade, this one, and you can use a brush or you can use your fingers. I think I'm going to use my fingers first, and I think I'm going to wet my fingers. So also, if you don't want to use concealer to put on your eyelid first, you can also wet your brush or wet your fingers to make that shadow really pop. I'm going to use the more Paint Setting Spray on my finger and then take that shade. That shade is called Casablanca, and I'm going to apply it there. going to take that dark shade again and kind of blend it in with the center. I'm just going to apply it to the edge around it. So I kind of blend the two together. I'm also going to take it in. I'm not taking too much. Just blending the shimmery shade. Okay, so because I'm kind of a bit extra, I'm going to apply another shade, but you can stop here. I'm going to apply, where's the shade? I can't find it. This shade in the inner corner of my eyes. This one I'm going to actually use a brush for. Shade, and it's called Zori. And apply it in the inner corner of my eyes, like right here. So now before I go to highlight my face, go back to my face, I'm going to use some eyeliner. This is from Pretty Vulgar. I'm just going to take that, put it in my eyes. If you know me, you know I love deep, smoky lower lash line, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna go deep and smoky today. Maybe. I'm gonna take this shade first, and then I'm also going to use this shade under my lower lash line. With this brush from Shany. I'm going to take another brush, something a little bit fluffy. So I'm going to take something a little bit more fluffier and blend. Then I'm just going to add some mascara on my lower lash line. Down below. Hopefully my tips and technique really helped you to do eyeshadows more, or practice doing eyeshadows. I know that doing eye makeup it's hard, like no doubt about it. It's hard, it's time consuming, and it's just a lot, but the more you practice, the more you will learn. So hopefully this video really helped you in some way. Hopefully it helped at least one person that really wanted to know how to do eye makeup. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if this video was a little bit helpful in any way. And yeah guys, that is it for this tutorial. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next upload.